Hello everyone, welcome to LM online classes. Myself Wali Saheb. In the previous lecture we discussed about basic introduction of nucleic acids and components of nucleotides. They are nitrogen bases, pentose sugars and phosphoric acid. And also we discussed about nucleosides and nucleotides and their types, and also discussed about the formation of glycosidic bond and phosphodiester bond. Now in this class I am going to discuss about the double helical structure of DNA. Right? Here the double helical structure of DNA was proposed by James Watson and Francis Crick in the year of 1953 with the help of X-ray diffraction data provided by Wilkins and Franklin. So here the double helical structure of DNA was proposed by Watson and Crick in the year of 1953 with the help of X-ray diffraction data provided by Wilkins and Franklin. Here, the Watson, Crick and Wilkins got the Nobel Prize for the discovery of double helical structure of DNA in the year of 1962. In the year of 1962. Except Franklin. So here, the Franklin scientist died in the year of 1958. So Nobel Prize is not given to the posthumously. So here the Nobel Prize which is only awarded to the Watson, Crick and Wilkins for the discovery of double helical structure of DNA in the year of 1962. And then here the DNA is a polymer of nucleotides. So here all the nucleotides are monomeric nucleotides linked together and form a long polynucleotide chains. So there are two polynucleotide chains in the DNA which are spirally coiled in a single axis to form two helices per each turn. So here the two polynucleotide chains which are spirally coiled around the single axis in a right-handed fashion, in a right-handed direction to form two helices per each turn, to form two helices per each turn. So here let us see the coiling of the two polynucleotide chains here like this. The two polynucleotide chains of DNA which are spirally coiled around the single axis in a right-handed fashion to form two helices per each turn. Thus, the structure of the DNA which appears as here the double helical structure of DNA. So here these two polynucleotide chains which are held together by hydrogen bonds. So here these hydrogen bonds which are present in between the nitrogen bases. So here the hydrogen bonds which are present in between the nitrogen bases which are projecting inside the chain, inside the polynucleotide chain. So here all the nitrogen bases which are projecting inside to the polynucleotide chain. So here all these nitrogen bases which are linked together by hydrogen bonds. Here one strand of the DNA which has adenine, in opposite strand of the DNA that is thymine. So here the adenine which is pairing with thymine. So adenine which is present in the one strand of the DNA and pairing with another strand of the thymine. And same here the guanine which is also pairing with the cytosine in the opposite strand. So here the double helical structure of DNA which is also can exhibit the complementary base pairing. Complementary base pairing. Complementary base pairing. I will discuss about the complementary base pairing at the end of the session. Right? Here, the two polynucleotide chains which are held together by hydrogen bonds. So these two polynucleotide chains are not separated without unwinding. Without unwinding. That kind of coiling which is referred to as here plectonymic coiling. Plectonymic coiling. So here the two polynucleotide chains of DNA not separated by without unwinding. That kind of coiling which is referred to as here plectonymic coiling. Plectonymic coiling. Right? And then the two polynucleotide chains which are present in the structure of double helical DNA, here they exhibit antipolarity. Antipolarity and complementary with each other. Antipolarity and complementary with each other. That means here one strand of the polynucleotide chain has 5' to 3' polarity or the direction, and another strand of the polynucleotide chain which has the polarity that is here 3' to 5' direction. Polarity is nothing but here the direction. So here one strand of the DNA which is start with the 5' end ends with the 3' end. Another strand of the polynucleotide chain start with 3' end and ends with 5' end. That means here the two polynucleotide chains of DNA has antipolarity. So here the antipolarity is nothing but one strand of the DNA which has the polarity 5' to 3' direction, and another strand of the DNA which has the polarity 3' to 5' direction. Antipolarity and complementary with each other. And then the double helical structure of DNA shows here major grooves and minor grooves. Major grooves and minor grooves. This is the major groove and this is the minor groove. So there are two groove regions which are exhibited by here the double helical structure of DNA. They are minor groove, major groove and minor groove. So here the length of the major groove is 22 angstroms. The length of the major groove is 22 angstroms and the length of the minor groove is 12 angstroms. 12 angstroms. So here the two polynucleotide chains of DNA which are spirally coiled in a single axis in the right-handed fashion to form two helices for each turn. So here each turn has here 10 base pairs or 20 nucleotides. 20 nucleotides. Each turn has 10 base pairs or 20 nucleotides. So here the length of the 10 base pairs or 20 nucleotides or length of the one turn is 34 angstroms or 3.4 nanometers. The length of the one turn which has the 10 base pairs or 20 nucleotides is here 34 angstroms or 3.4 nanometers. And each base pair of here the length of the consecutive base pair is 3.4 angstroms or 0.34 nanometers. 3.4 angstroms or 0.34 nanometers. Right? And then the diameter or width of the two polynucleotide chains is here 20 angstroms or 2 nanometers. 20 angstroms or 2 nanometers. So here the width of the two polynucleotide chain is 20 angstroms or 2 nanometers. Right? And then here the angle of each turn, is 10 base pairs is here 360 degrees. 360 degrees. That means here the 10 base pairs angle is 360 degrees. And the angle of single nucleotide, that is here 36 degrees. 36 degrees. And then the one more point which is related to the nucleotides. Here the molecular weight of, the approximate molecular weight of nucleotide pairs. The molecular weight of nucleotide pairs. Molecular weight of nucleotide pairs is 660 Daltons. 660 Daltons. So here a pair of nucleotide. So here the molecular weight of pair of nucleotide is 660 Daltons. The approximate molecular weight of single nucleotide is 330 Daltons. 330 Daltons. The approximate molecular weight of the single nucleotide is 330 Daltons, and a pair of nucleotide molecular weight is 660 Daltons. Right? And then here if we observe the double helical structure of DNA, here the two polynucleotide strands are spirally coiled in a single axis and form two helices for each term. Right? So here in the double helical structure of DNA, here the according to Chargaff rule, here the number of purines equal to the number of pyrimidines, according to Chargaff rule. So here Chargaff rule, it was proposed by the Erwin Chargaff. It is also known as here equivalence rule. So according to Erwin Chargaff, here Chargaff rule, the number of purines equal to the number of pyrimidines. Number of purines equal to the number of pyrimidines. That means here the purines are adenine and guanine. So adenine and guanine equal to the number of pyrimidines. They are cytosine and thymine in the DNA. Here the Chargaff rule is only applicable to the double stranded DNA but not to the single stranded DNA. So here the number of purines equal to the number of pyrimidines. So the purines always pairs with pyrimidines. So here the adenine always pairs with thymine with two hydrogen bonds. And the guanine, which is always pairs with cytosine with three hydrogen bonds. So here the hydrogen bonds which are present in between the nitrogen bases which are projecting inside the chain. Right? So here the number of purines equal to the number of pyrimidines. So adenine always pairs with thymine, the guanine always pairs with cytosine. So it may be represented as here A equal to T or A by T equal to 1, right? And G equal to C and G by C equal to 1, right? It may be represented as here A plus G by T plus C equal to 1. A plus G by T plus C equal to 1. So here this is the most important point in the Chargaff rule. So here this kind of representation A plus G by T plus C is vary from species to species. It is a specific for species which is occurs in the lower organisms as 0.4 or below or less than 1. So in the lower organisms, for example here the prokaryotic organisms, the A plus G by T plus C constant is here 0.52, 0.92 in the prokaryotic DNA. But in the eukaryotic DNA, this ratio A plus G by T plus C equal to 1.52. So here the A plus G by C plus T ratio is here approximately from 0.4 to 1.9. This is the vary from species to species, right? So here it is the less than 1 in the lower organisms or prokaryotic organisms, and it is a greater than 1 in the higher organisms or higher animals, right? And then the another one more point which is related to the DNA, that is here the 5' end of the polynucleotide chain has phosphate group, right? And 3' end of the polynucleotide chain has here hydroxyl group. Phosphate group is present at the 5' end of the polynucleotide chain. Hydroxyl group is present at the 3' end of the polynucleotide chain, right? This is the physical structure of DNA. And then I will show the chemical structure of DNA as here. Let us see the chemical structure of DNA. Like here, these are the pentose sugars. So here this is the 5' end and this is the 3' end, and here the nitrogen bases adenine, here the thymine which is 2 hydrogen bonds, and this is the 5' end, 3' end. Here the phosphodiester bond which is created in between the 3' hydroxyl group of one pentose sugar and 5' hydroxyl group of another pentose sugar. So here this is the phosphodiester bond which is created in between the two nucleotides, and so here two hydrogen bonds and guanine 3 hydrogen bonds, and this is the phosphodiester bond like this. This is the 5' end, this is the 3'. So here the two polynucleotide chains which are antipolarity or have the antipolarity and complementary with each other. So here the one strand has the polarity 5' to 3' direction, and another strand has the polarity 3' to 5' direction. So here hydrogen bonds which are present in between the nitrogen bases which are projecting inside the polynucleotide chain, right? All these polynucleotides which are linked together by phosphodiester bond, which is created in between 3' hydroxyl group of one pentose sugar and 5' hydroxyl group of another pentose sugar. So already we discussed about phosphodiester bond and glycosidic bonds in the previous lecture. So here this is about the chemical structure of DNA. This is the physical basis of or physical structure of DNA. Right? This is about the structure of DNA.